Yeah, it ain't no rest rising. It's actually after work. I figured I'd stand outside in my backyard and get a little sunlight, get me some vitamin D in before I go in. And so since I'm out here, I figured I'd do a little live and just talk on something. You know, I like asking questions. So let's ask some questions. I'm gonna read something real quick. Basically, Jeremiah 31:31. I'm going to start there, and then I'm going to jump over to Hebrews 8. But I'm going to read a couple of verses in both. But Jeremiah 31:31 says, "Behold, the days come, saith Yahuwah," or the Lord. That's what it says on the text. I hate that term, but anyway. "That I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah, not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day that I took them by the hand to bring them out of the land of Egypt, which my covenant they break, although I was a husband unto them, saith the Lord. But this shall be the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, saith the Lord. I will put my law." Okay, I'm going to just pause there. My law. See, people try to say it's a different law. That's Torah both ways, but I'm not going to really go into that. But, you know, say he's going to put his law in your inward parts. In your inward parts. So you're going to have his law, his Torah, in your inward parts. I need to say that a couple of times. And I'm going to, when I read the, Hebrews 8, I'm going to say it a couple of times then. "And write it in their hearts, and will be their God," or their Elohim, "and they shall be my people. And they shall teach no more every man his neighbor, and every man his brother, saying, Know the Lord. For they shall all know me, from the least of them unto the greatest of them, saith the Lord, Yahuwah. For I will forgive their iniquity, and will remember their sin no more." Now, it's key. Writing the law. See, a lot of people try to say that there's a different law in the New Testament. But I'm going to read this Hebrews 8, and you're going to basically see that it's verbatim of that. So, you know, we know that the law or the Torah was what it was talking about with the Jeremiah. So how did it change, especially when you have Yahoo says he does not change? That's in Malachi, but I ain't going to even go there. You can look that up yourself. But let's go over here to Hebrews 8. And it say, you know, start off at verse 8. It says, "For finding fault with them, he said, Behold, the days come, saith the Lord," Yahuwah, "when I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah, not with Christians, not with the world, but with the house of Israel and the house of Judah." See, this is in the New Testament. This is after Yahusha, after Jesus, as they called him, but his name has never been Jesus. But it's funny. The covenant, the agreement was made with the house of Israel and the house of Judah, which was in existence then. You know, they had, you know, it was acknowledged then, I should say. Israel was dispersed, but Judah or Yahudims were there. Because, of course, the man they called Jesus or Yahusha was a man of Judah or Yahudim. Okay, 9. "Not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day when I took them by the hand and led them out of the land of Egypt, because they continued not in my covenant, and I regarded them not, saith Yahuwah or the Lord. For this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, saith the Lord," or Yahuwah. "I will put my Torah," same verbatim, "into their mind, and write them in their hearts, and I will be to them a God. And they shall be to me a people. And they shall not teach every man his neighbor and every man his brother, saying, Know Yahuwah or the Lord, for all shall know me, from the least to the greatest." Now, you got to see, the law is going to be wrote inside, on your heart, internally. Now, to say that the law is done away, or that you don't have to comply with the law, you have something inside of you, and you're going to live a contradiction to that. You'll be a walking lie. You'll be walking and basically living contrary to what's written in you. How does that make sense? How is that magnifying and glorifying the Most High, the spotless one? For you to walk in a way that's just basically contrary to what he would be walking makes no sense. But yet over and over, Christianity, this is what it's teaching, that by grace, you're able to do these things. And yes, grace is a period of time. It's giving you time to get it right. Oh, that wind is blowing. Oh, that sun is good. But anyway, but grace is giving you a time to get it right. Time to get it right. Yeah, grace is giving you a time to get it right. But if you let that grace run out, oh, the judgment is coming. Every law has a judgment to it. Man is not the one that you have to worry about. It's the Father. It's Yahuwah that you have to worry about. Don't keep playing with it. You know, and you can't ignore. Both of them said that the covenant was with Israel and Judah. You know, marriage is a covenant. My wife is who is in covenant with me. Nobody else gets access, gets benefits of my covenant. Nobody else. Now my children do, because what? They come in under that covenant. So those things that are my possession, those things that are a part of me, get access to my covenant. But they don't get the same privileges. Hear that. There will be many possessions that come into Israel. Many possessions. But they are not the oracles. They are not the ones that get the benefits that Israel gets. Doesn't mean that they won't make it into salvation. Hey, many of people left out of with the Exodus and came into the promised land, but they were not the rulers. They were not the ones in charge. They were possessions. All through what you call the Old Testament, the Tanakh, it tells you about these possessions and how they worked and they labored, all of those things. Shalom, everyone. You cannot ignore those things. But if you don't read it, you won't know. Most of us have been taught to start from the New Testament or the Brit Hadashah. Me, myself, I've heard people discredit the Brit Hadashah. I have no means of discrediting it. I don't want to, because my ancestors and elders had something to do with it. But I will say this. It is not the foundation. You cannot start a house off from the roof. The roof is the finishing part. You have to have a solid foundation. You can't build a house on sand. If the foundation is not sturdy, it's going to fall. So yes, the New Testament, I believe in it with my heart, yes. But the problem is, it is not the foundation. You have to start off with a solid foundation. So anybody who does not have a clear comprehension of the Torah, you're gonna basically be like something built on sand, and eventually, you know, it's gonna deteriorate. It's gonna fall down. It's not gonna be stable. It's gonna be shipwrecked. If you're going to deal with the New Testament, you have to have the proper footing. You have to have the proper comprehension. Most of us have never did any building. So if you don't know anything about building, if you don't have a solid foundation, you basically have you put together a useless work. And so I'm trying to tell y'all out here, don't put together a useless work. When it comes to this New Testament or this covenant that's set in place, you want to establish the Torah in you first, so that when it's written in your heart, you can walk it out. You don't want to be a walking lie. You don't want to walk contrary to what's supposed to be wrote on you. You don't want to do that. The Torah is supposed to be wrote on you, it's supposed to be in you, and your life is supposed to be evidence that it's wrote in you. If you're not manifesting what's in you, then you're a hypocrite. You're not truthful. You're not real. And I'm telling you, my Elohim, my Yah, he's truth. He's light. He's not darkness. Things that he basically, you can try to hide him all you want to, but if he's in you, it's coming out. It's going to be seen. So anybody that's contrary to him, is going to be evidence. Those that go against those that are with him, it's going to be evidence. It's going to show up. You got to know. I'm gonna be talking about sometime soon. I'm gonna be talking about these numbers again, because so many people think that just because you got the larger amount of people, you know, oh, I got a whole bunch of people behind me. If those whole bunch of people behind you don't have Yah, and Yah ain't behind you, it don't matter. Defeat is evident for you. This world right now is outnumbering us Israelites, but yet I'm not fretful. I'm not fearing. You know, I remember my ancestors. I shared in a message just recently, was talking about how those 12 Israelites, them sons, how they went to battle and they were doing heroic feats. And best believe, I believe that's all of us. And if we keep allowing these other folks, other nations to dictate how we operate and how we move, yeah, we won't have the strength. We'll be just like Samson with our locks cut off. You know, I don't have no locks, but I didn't make no Nazarene vow. But I have made vows. I said my vow, I'm not purposely cutting this off. That was a vow I made. I made a vow to my wife to be the only husband to her. I'm planning on keeping that. So many different vows. If you make a vow, make sure it's to Yah, but make sure you keep it. Be about your word. Don't be a liar. Don't trick people. Don't manipulate people to get what you want. Don't tell a person one thing and do something different. Best believe I'm trying to be about my word. If I tell you something, try to count it as that. If I don't do what I say, hold me accountable. Put it on blast. Call me out. Say my name. And like the Sandra, say my name. Say my name. I don't want you to be in the shadows. I want you to say my name. I have no problem with somebody calling me out if I'm in the wrong. I'm one that loves to be accountable. I'm one that believes in iron sharpens iron. Best believe, men should be able to speak to one another, be able to reason. I try to reason with grown men, but a lot of times just because I'm big in stature, I'm 6'4", a lot of times they think I'm trying to be mean and mad and stuff. No, I just want to talk. But if you can't talk to me, you don't have respect for me, that's on you. You're going to miss out because Yah's for me. And if you keep coming against me, he going to show up and show out on you, and you're going to have to deal with the results because I know he's for me. I got a Proverbs 31 wife. I have a high school education. Yes, I have 1 year of college, and yet I am blessed. My wife, I had a bad marriage. I got a Proverbs 31. Everybody know that I was a whore in the streets, but I'm faithful now. I don't deserve anything that I have, but yet I'm blessed. My life is on. I put my life on the book and let people know. And people say, "Oh, you're venting, you're sharing too much." If I'm an open book, then judge me by the book. What I put out there. If I got something out there that you can defame me, say that I did something wrong, hold me to it. But if you can't, shut up. Move out of the way. Don't block Yah. Don't block Yah. But I'm going to just get out of here. I'm going to go in the house. I'm going to get out of this work clothes. Just got off of work. I'm going to get in the house. I had to get me some of this vitamin D. That's what we need. This is the cure for COVID right here, this sunlight. We ain't worshiping it, but hey, all Yah's creation is for our benefit. Get this vitamin D. Get this fresh air. Breathe. That mask I had on at work, it was holding up my breath, so I'm getting some good breath in. This wind is blowing good. Glorifying Yah. Hallelujah. 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 Glory. Glory. Magnify his name. Hallelujah. I don't care if all my neighbors here because I'm magnifying Yah. I ain't shamed. Ain't nothing shamed. And like I said earlier in another message, you can be angry, but sin not. So a lot of stuff that I may vent and say I'm angry about, I have not went after. I have not attacked. I have not hurt folks. Not tried to do nothing. Not try to slander nobody. But I want to tell the truth. Come to me. Talk to me. Hallelujah. But anyway, I know who I am. I'm chosen. I have been pre-assigned. He's known me from the womb. I've been the one that's been castigated, scarlet lettered. People always treat me less, and I always show love. I'm a loyal one, faithful one. I know who I am. I'm thankful that he's made me who I am. I'm bold. I was a timid young man, always bullied, but I'm not that no more. And it's not because I'm bragging on me. It's Yah in me. And I have a right to say that boldly. I don't have to be quiet with it. I'm magnifying him. And anybody who try to silence my voice, you trying to silence Yah. Yah told me to speak. If you don't have a word good for me, then silence yourself. Don't try to silence me by trying to use Jedi mind tricks and try to use mental manipulation. Talk to me. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Blessings and shalom. Y'all have a blessed one. Y'all have a blessed one. Blessings and shalom. I'm going to get in here to my wife. Me and her got some things we're gonna take care of. And I'm going to get freshened up for my wife, spend some time with my wife. Hallelujah.